before we remind Jurgen who he picked to win this game, let's just start with you, Craig. Overall, Real Madrid, just a machine.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of credit to Bayern for putting up the fight that they did with the season that they're having, similar to Dortmund. I think a much tougher opponent over the two legs, clearly, than PSG. Much tougher, and put up a really good fight. You got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, Madrid bossed certainly this game for sure. There was moments, fleeting moments from maybe more than that actually from Bayern Munich. Fantastic goal, and then he rolled his dice, didn't he? He played his cards. What was it, 75 minutes onwards?
Yeah. Towards
the 80 minutes, he went, right, this is about seeing the game out. Now, that's a risk you take, and it comes off or it doesn't. It didn't. He took all his attacking players had gone off. Gnabry gone off injured. The other three had gone off because they'd been substituted. Kim had come on. That was 3 centre-backs. There was 6 at the back at one point. So he had rolled that dice, but we were sitting watching saying, I kept saying to you, is this another Real Madrid story come back?
Literally 10 seconds before the Neuer drop, you said
it's just incredible. They are the greatest I've ever seen in my lifetime watching at being able to rescue games that just seem to have gone. And you think, right, they can't do it again. It can't be any coincidence that they keep doing this. Just incredible.
What is it? Is it just like a mentality thing, a belief, self-confidence?
Well, the more you do it, and the more times you do it, the more you expect it. And so you never give in. Because you know, and you only take a look around the team that you've got as well, you've got match winners everywhere. I mean, we're talking about Rudiger here tonight. That tells you that it's not just Vinny, and it's not just Rodrigo, and it's not just Bellingham. They've got guys that are capable of producing something all over the park. But to answer your question, the more you do it, the more you believe, and the more you expect it.
Jose Lu, the star. What a story this is from someone who was rejected from the Real Madrid Academy, was at the 2022 Champions League final as a fan watching them.
And he wasn't supposed to be here. It wasn't supposed to be him. It's not Joselu, right? And in fact, when Karim Benzema left for Saudi Arabia, and we're looking, well, who's the center forward? Who's going to score the big goals? Who's going to be that guy? Well, Joselu's a nice piece to have. He's a guy that will be useful to Carlo Ancelotti. He'll score a goal here and there, but he's not going to score the goal.
All credit, right, Alejandro?
Well, Kim's back in there, and I think he heads it out. I might be wrong. Somebody heads it out. When he tries to squeeze out, but he thinks he's playing Joselu offside. He doesn't realise that actually he's keeping the guy who's probably not even in his vision, Tony Rudiger over there. Yeah. He's keeping him onside. He squeezed up thinking, right, he's done. Joselu's done. He's offside, but that was second phase once this ball came in. So unfortunately for him, he played the key guy onside that played the ball across. Go back to the mistake from Manuel Neuer. It all comes about, well, the mistake, that's not how the mistake comes about, but the fact that he's having to make a save comes about because it's 87.5 minutes and he decides he's going to try and throw a risky ball out towards the left-hand channel. It gets cut out because he's floated one out. It gets cut out and 10 seconds later, they're back on the edge of the box. So that was his first mistake that allowed them, Real Madrid, to get on the edge of the box. Then he had to obviously make a save, which he clearly should have made. He's just a huge blunder, probably one of the biggest in his career when you look back at big games, at elite level games. He doesn't make many, and that is a big one tonight. So that again, that was a moment he didn't have to throw that ball out. When you look back at it, and the other side of it was when Tuchel, and this is do or die stuff. You make the changes and you see the game out, or you make them and you don't. I never felt when he made those defensive changes that they were desperate. I didn't.
No.
I didn't think Bayern were maybe there was one or two players in the forward area that were tired.
Real Madrid looked shocked, didn't they?
I didn't feel when they brought the third centre-back on and changed the shape, thus allowing Real Madrid even more possession because there's an extra defender back in there. In fact, I think in the commentary we were watching, which was the World Feed with Stuart Robson, said they had 6 at the back. So that allowed Real Madrid even more territory and possession. Yeah, there was more bodies back. But before he made that sub and they really retreated to the edge of the box, I never felt, looking at Real Madrid, it was a guarantee, and I never felt Bayern looked desperate. But he made those changes and they didn't work.
And what happens is that once he makes those changes, and now Real Madrid score the game-tying goal. They have nothing. They have nothing in the attack. They have nothing in the midfield. They have committed fully to we're going to see it out. We're going to win 1-0. Now that we're tied 1-1, the only scenario, not the most likely scenario, the only scenario was for Real Madrid to score a second one because Bayern Munich had nothing. They had nothing in order to be able to answer. Now, I'm guessing that he's making this choice because maybe he was concerned about the fact that every time that Vini Jr. grabbed the ball and he was isolated with Kimmich, it was a mismatch. It was a mismatch, certainly in the second half, but over the course of the night, it was a mismatch. And he's thinking, well, maybe we're going to get extra numbers here, and we're going to double up Vini, we're going to double up the other side, and we're going to close it down. But when you don't close it down and you have taken all your playmakers and you have taken all your creative players and the guys that can actually put the foot on the ball and knock the ball around and relieve some pressure, once you've taken all of them off the field, what happens when you have to go chase a goal? You can't.
Well, Real Madrid,
I'm not quite in that camp of blaming the coach, by the way.
Right.
I mean, we've got, what, 10 minutes to go? And
15 when he brought Kim
right,
on.
15. So you've 15 minutes to go. You've basically been outplayed for most of the game. They're putting the pressure on you anyway. I mean, are you going to leave it as it is?
But I don't think that was the point. I don't think it was
get another goal.
I don't think it was batting down the hatches at that point. There was.
But they're running out of steam a little bit.
Yeah.
They're running out a little bit of steam, and you're going, okay, I'm going to blame the players here, because if they all did their job for that last 15 minutes properly, they would have won this game. Starting off with Neuer, throwing the ball out. What are you doing? Do what Pickford does, fall on the ground, everybody out. Go and challenge for the ball up the other end of the field. Goalkeepers can kick the ball the length of the field these days. Go and play the game up there. Again, don't throw it out. Don't drop it. Simple mistakes. I mean, stop the shot. The shot, for a start, we can blame Neuer for making a mistake, but when you've got that many bodies there, where were they all? When he comes inside and gets a shot off, he should never really see the goal. So I'm actually not too much against what Tuchel did. I'm more blaming the players.
I'm just saying you're damned.
They're far more the experience they've got on the field.
And I'm not blaming a manager. I'm just saying managers make decisions. You're damned if you do. And we'd be sitting here going, why didn't he why didn't he bring an extra defender on? You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. But what I'm saying is he rolled his dice. He played his cards. That was his hand. He played it and it never worked for him. But I got to give him a lot of credit in some sense in Bayern Munich, because we know Real Madrid, we've talked about them a lot this season covering La Liga. They've had some horrendous injury worries, particularly at the back. He's not really had the injury worries, Thomas Tuchel. He's just had worries.
Yeah.
He's just had worries and bad defence. I mean, Kim, who Jurgen knows very well, has been thus far a shadow of the player it was in Italy. Right? He's brought in Dyer because Upamecano and De Ligt have been struggling. He ended up partnering him with De Ligt. And then you've got a right back at left back because Davies has been out of form and has got contract issues. And Joshua Kimmich still wants to be a central midfielder. So when you look at all the things that he's had to deal with in this competition, the Bundesliga has not been good enough, but in this competition, you've got to say, actually, they did damn well to get where they got to. And actually, I thought Leimer and particularly Pavlovic, the youngster in midfield, along with Musiala, another youngster, I thought Pavlovic did a great job away at the Bernabeu for such a young, inexperienced guy. So a lot of positives, not really for Thomas Tuchel, because he's not going to be there, but just for the way Bayern handled themselves in this competition.